Hi, welcome to Always Creative. Okay, we'll maximize this, Control plus. Today we'll be making this. So let's get started. Okay, zoom out. Okay, now the first thing is we have to take a new file, file new. We'll take it in inches, maybe 14 inches width and height 10 inches. We'll keep resolution 72. Click on OK. You can take your own size. Okay, now we have new file and we'll fill some background color. We'll keep some background color, say for example, say like this, and we'll fill this, Alt backspace or Alt delete. Okay, now I have some open files here. Yeah, so we'll be working on these images. So we'll start with this image. As you can see, the background is green. Now here what we'll do, with magic wand tool, I'll select the entire background. So I'll click here on the green background. Here also, as we can see, there's a green background. So we'll add that. So we'll keep add to selection on and click on this. Even here, we'll click on this. Okay, now what I'll do, I'll go to select inverse. Okay, and we'll copy this, edit copy. We'll come to new file and edit paste. Okay, now with move tool I'll move this and keep it here, somewhere here. Fine. Okay, now we don't need this image, we can close it. Okay, now the second thing that we have to do is we'll make this. So we'll come to this file with polygonal lasso tool. I'll click here, okay, and press shift for straight line. I'll keep shift pressed, click, 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 and close this shape. We can move this selection, but if we are on new selection, then only we can move this selection. Okay, so we'll keep it here like this. Now this is not straight, this has to be a straight line. So with rectangular marquee tool, we'll keep subtract from selection on and we'll minus this part, so it will become straight automatically, and then we'll slightly move it up. Yeah, then we'll copy this, edit copy, and we'll go to the new file and edit paste. Okay, now with move tool we can move this and keep it here, somewhere here. Okay, now the next thing that we have to do is we want this selection to come here basically. So we'll move this selection and drop it here. So we'll select rectangular marquee tool, new selection on, and we'll drag this selection and drop it in this file. Okay, so we'll get that same size basically. Okay, now we'll copy this, edit copy, we'll go to new file and edit paste. That move tool can move and see it's of same size, keep it here, somewhere here. Okay, then as you can see here, there's a rectangle behind this image and there's a gradient inside it, so red and maroon color. So we'll go to window layers, we'll create a new layer, we'll click here, create a new layer, and we'll make a rectangular selection like this. Just click and drag normally, and then we'll keep the foreground color red and background color something like this. Okay, select gradient tool, select first option, that is foreground to background, and select first option here, linear gradient. Click and drag, and while dragging, what I'll do, I'll press shift for straight line. Okay, like this. Okay, we'll deselect this, and now we cannot see image because this layer is on top of basically. So we'll drag this layer down below these layers. Okay, so we'll go behind the layer which is on top, that will be in front always. Yeah, so we'll select this layer, layer 4, which we just created, and we'll go to layer, layer style, add drop shadow. Okay, so basically we'll get a shadow. Just increase distance, as you can see here there's a shadow, and we'll increase size slightly, decrease opacity, shadow opacity, we'll make it lighter, transparent. This is fine, click on OK. Maybe you can scale it if it's not looking, if you can scale it basically, shift alt and can scale up slightly. Yeah, this is fine. Yeah, press enter. Now we'll create copy of this layer. So I'll press Alt and drag this with move tool like this and keep it here. Fine. Then after that, what we'll do, we'll make this. Now here, as you can see, these are white squares, and the alphabet part that is hollow. Say for example, we'll start with H. Now as we can see here, it's hollow basically. If you zoom this and see, it's basically hollow. This is hollow. So we'll make this. Yeah. So we'll create a new layer. We'll make a square by pressing shift, click and drag. Make a perfect square, and we'll slightly move it up, say like this. Okay, then we'll click on this default foreground background colors and fill white color, control delete or control backspace, that's the keyboard shortcut, and deselect. Okay, now we'll create copy of this square. As you can see here, like 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 squares we need actually, but as you can see here, O is repeating and even L is repeating, so we'll count it as 1. So again we'll see like 1 2 3 4 5 and 6. So we basically need 6 squares. So I'll press Alt, click and drag, that is 2 3 4 5 and 6. Okay, now we'll select X tool and we'll click here somewhere here, and we'll keep caps lock on because we want it to be in capital letters. Press H, just click and drag, and we can change font style. Okay, so just after typing H, we'll just click and drag, and we'll take some different font. We'll take some simple font, say like this. You can take any font, so it's okay. Okay, select move tool and keep it here. Okay, you can increase size, text size. So I'll just double click on this T here in layers, and just drag it towards right hand side. Okay, I'll select move tool, we'll keep this in center. Go to view and keep snap on, it's already on, so that's why it's basically snapping like a magnet. Okay, fine. Now we basically, what we have to do, we have to cut H shape from the square. So basically we need selection around H. So how to get selection around H? We'll press Control, keep Control pressed on keyboard, and click on this T icon. Okay, so automatically we'll get selection around H. Now we'll switch off text layer. We'll come to this square layer. So you can just right click and then left click on layer 5. Okay, and press delete. Okay, so it's hollow basically. We'll deselect and move this and see. Well, it's basically hollow, so we can drag this layer on top for the timing. And as you can see, we can see through edge that is hollow, so it's basically cut. Fine. Then what we'll do, we'll go to layer style, bevel and emboss. We'll add some depth. As you can see here, there's a depth. So we'll go to bevel and emboss, increase depth, increase size slightly, something like this. And here, as you can see, this part is very dark, so because of this black color it's dark, so we'll change that black color to something like gray, like this. Fine. Then we'll click on drop shadow. We'll add drop shadow also. Increase distance, decrease opacity if we want, shadow opacity, and click on OK. So we'll move it up slightly. Yeah, fine. Okay, now we'll switch on text layer and we'll place it on top so that you can see it. We'll move it and keep it here basically, and double click and type O. Okay, so basically what we can do, we can type all alphabets together, like, okay, so L, next is L, we'll keep it here. Okay, then we have Y. L will repeat, so we'll create copy of this. So Y, Then we have W, keep it here, and even O will repeat, and D. Okay, so O will repeat, L will repeat, so we don't have to make it again and again. So we can create copy of this. Okay, so now we'll do it with letter O. So same way, control click inside this box T, switch off text layer, come to this layer and delete and deselect. Okay, now we want this same bevel and emboss and drop shadow on this layer. So here what we can do, as you can see here on layer 5 we have added bevel and emboss and drop shadow, that is this layer. So we can just right click on that layer, copy layer style, and come to this layer, right click and paste layer style. Okay, so that way we have to do. Now next is L, so I'll press Ctrl and click, switch off text layer, come to this layer, right click, left click and delete, deselect and right click, paste layer style. Okay, next is Y, so control click, switch off text layer, come to this layer and delete, deselect, right click, paste layer style. Okay, then W, control click, come to this square layer and delete, switch off text layer, deselect, control D and right click, paste layer style. Okay, then D, come to this layer, switch off text layer and press delete, only delete, deselect, control D to remove selection and then right click, paste layer style. Okay, now we'll move this D and keep it here, somewhere here. Okay, now we'll arrange these squares properly. So we'll keep auto select option on here on top, so automatically the layer will get selected, so we don't have to right click and then left click. Okay, so we'll arrange them properly. Okay, we'll need copy of L, so alt and drag to create copy. Then Y will be here, we have W, then create copy, okay, we'll slightly adjust this, we'll move it. Okay, now we have to align them properly. So here what we'll do, we'll select layer 5, we'll keep it here, and we'll select all layers. So we'll scroll down, press shift and click, we'll switch off auto select. Yeah, now all these layers are selected. Now here we have some align options. We'll click here, distribute horizontal centers, and then we'll click here, align vertical centers. Okay, we'll move them down slightly. Okay, we can move these layers up, slightly up. By pressing Ctrl. Can scale them. I'm sorry. Okay, fine. Okay, now then what we can do, as you can see here, we can type text. Okay, so with text tool, we'll type, keep white color, text color white, just click and type. Okay, and we'll decrease size, just click and drag towards left hand side. Okay, and we can change font style. If you don't want this font, you can try some other font. Just click and down arrow key keeps on changing. Right. We'll take any font basically, so it's not necessary. So we'll keep first letter capital and then like this. I think it's yeah, something like this. Increase size like this, and we'll keep it here like this. Okay, now there's some shadow, so we'll go to layer style, drop shadow, and this is fine, I think. Click on OK, and you can make some changes. Like if you want to make changes now, double click here on drop shadow, so we'll get shadow box. We can increase distance and all those things. You can make changes and see. Click on OK. Now we'll create copy of this, so alt and drag, we'll create copy of this. Double click and we'll type NATALIE. So automatically we'll get shadow. We don't have to apply shadow again because we created copy of this text, so automatically it will come with shadow. Okay, then we'll create copy again, alt and drag, double click and type. Okay, select move tool, you can move it. Okay, like this. Fine. Now the background. So basically now what I'll do, we'll come to background layer. We'll keep say red and yellow color, and with gradient tool we'll take first option, foreground to background. Click and drag, and while dragging I'll press shift for straight line. So we'll do it reverse, like from bottom to top, click and drag by pressing shift. Fine. And then to get this effect, what we'll do, we have one image, so we'll copy this, we'll select all, edit copy, we'll come to this file and edit paste. Okay, and we'll scale it, Control T, shift, click and drag, or shift alt, whatever. Shift alt will be from center. Okay, press enter. Okay, and then we'll go to this layer has to be behind everything, like just above the background layer. If you go to layers, and if you see here, this has to be above background, because if this is on top, then we cannot see text and other things, like so you just have to drag it down if it's on top. Okay, then what we'll do, we'll go to filter, blur, motion blur. We'll add motion blur. We'll keep almost 219 pixels. More distance, more blur, like this. So we can keep it accordingly. So I'll keep 219 for the timing, and click on OK. Now what we'll do, we'll change these blending modes. Okay, we'll change it to like from normal. We'll click here, select normal, with down arrow key you can change and see. So we'll get different effects. Basically it gets mixed with the background layer, down layer. So we'll get different effects, different output every time. So here what I'll do, I'll take linear light, maybe something like this. Okay, like this, and that's it. We are done. So now we can close these files, right? So you practice this, and it's great to do this. Just practice, and we can decrease text size. As you can see here, the text is smaller than this, so we can decrease text size. Go to layers and delete unwanted layers. So can decrease size slightly. Yeah, 63. Yeah, so can type here 63. Select move tool. Okay, something like that. Okay, so we'll stop this. You practice, and it's fun to do it. Okay, just practice it and make it. Okay, thanks for watching.